I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. After the death and ascension of Christ to heaven, the apostles began to walk everywhere in the world, announcing that Christ was the true God on earth. Each one taught what had impressed them most, and since the Bible is a very, very long book because God has said a lot about himself, there is the possibility that in the midst of so many things, they could make mistakes. Therefore, in the year 325, one of the first councils of the early church was held in Nicaea, what is today Turkey. There, the first creed began as a resume of the central propositions of the Christian faith, and it is what we call the creed. Islam and the Quran do not have much creed because God does not reveal himself. Whereas in the scriptures, we have a God who has made himself known. Revelation means that God is telling us truths about himself that we would not know otherwise. So, what a creed does is take those great truths and put them in an accessible format that we can actually confess and teach from generation to generation. The creed helps to learn the doctrine and protects it. That is why the creed is so important. The words of the creed are not simply a series of beliefs chosen at random, but that orthodoxy has described and identified as fundamental to the Christian faith, without which one cannot have a Christian faith, at least not one such as that described in the New Testament. When we say we believe in certain truth, there are ideas about things that happen in real time and real story space, and then historical events that if they did not happen, our faith is false. For example, if Jesus Christ did not come to earth, if he was not born of a virgin, if he was not resurrected, if that did not happen in real time, in real space, then Christianity does not exist. When we confess all these things, we're affirming things that really happened. When reciting the Creed, we begin several paragraphs with the word I believe, and remember the incredible value of the truth that God gave us and that constitutes the Christian faith. Until Christ ultimately returns, every Christian functions spiritually, not by what he sees, but by faith. The very life of a Christian depends on it. As St. Paul says in his letter to the Romans, chapter 8, for to be concerned with the flesh is death, but to be concerned with the spirit is life and peace. Friends, healthy habits are great and knowledge of God is helpful, but they may be missing the most important thing, faith. Superficial knowledge of God can help you to overcome a test in a Bible class, but it cannot help you overcome a serious illness with peace, serenity, or even joy. Paper tests test your knowledge, but tests in life test your faith. You will not be able to persevere, considering suffering and death as joy without knowledge alone. That requires knowledge of the invisible, but it is precisely by seeking and fixing the mind on these invisible glories that provides the strength necessary to live in their light. Let us celebrate that 1,700 years ago, the fathers of the church developed that compendium of faith that we called the Creed to help us guide our lives along the path of faith in God. And with God, we always win.